Welcome to Rick's Corner, brought to you by Old School Labs, the brand I trust and the only one I put my name to. Use my code drasin12 on the link below.
Welcome to Rick's Corner. The man, the myth, the legend. Now on with the show.
You know where to go.
Welcome to Rick's Corner. I got John Hart and Mr. America back, and we were talking about TV shows and auditioning and bodybuilders and programs like American Gladiators or Battle Dome or any one of those things we used to watch years ago, because they used a lot of bodybuilders and athletes for those shows, and they made big names out of them, and they got a lot of publicity, and they made decent money. I don't think it was they got rich, but they got on TV a lot.
True.
But you have to test for it. You just don't go down there and say, okay, I'm ready, let's go. Right?
Look at my muscles, I'm ready to get on.
I'm ready to go, because it's a lot more than that. It's a lot more than that. So tell us about when you went on Battle Dome.
Well, it's interesting, right? Because everybody who comes to LA wants to be an actor, or everybody who comes out here seems to want to be, you know, a good, really good bodybuilder, the best they could be. They want to do the Arnold's dream, and then, you know, get discovered, and then have a role on a movie or a TV show, or whatever, a commercial, and really make a load of money. You know, a lot of mailbox money, we used to call it, right?
Yeah.
And
just got a check for $10.
That's it. I still get ones from Asia, small ones, you know, through SAG. So I was training people. I was a trainer at Gold's Gym in Venice, and one day some guy came up to me and said, "Hey, listen, you know, he interrupted me first of all, which I didn't like. But then he says to me, "Hey, listen, I want to talk to you about possibly auditioning for this one commercial that we're, you know, talking to a few guys in the gym about." And man, he hit me in the wrong mood, the wrong day, and everything. Because I looked at him and I said, "Get your effing camera away from me!" Like this before I was a Christian.
Yeah.
And I said, "You know, get it away from me." And the manager ended up coming up to me, you know, because I let loose on the guy, and he said to me, no, he's serious, you know.
You never know.
Especially, right?
Yeah, especially
right?
at Venice.
Especially Venice.
Yeah.
And so I went out in front afterwards. He waited for me, and I did whatever interview he wanted to. Ends up I got the commercial. I got the lead in a commercial for Champion Clothing. Zack Snyder, the director of 300 and one of the Superman movies, he was the director of the commercial. I had a great time. But then that led to other things, right? Next thing you know, I got an agent. I was auditioning. They said I was pretty good, just natural. And then this Battle Dome thing came up, and you know, doing the audition, it was, you know, I don't know if did you audition for that one? It's down at the beach.
No.
So I mean, down at the beach.
I do remember the auditions.
Hundreds of guys.
I was wrestling.
Yeah, were you?
I'm not going to do something else when I'm doing that. It's like I was stressed out enough.
Right. So they ended up choosing like 7 of us, and I was one of the original 7 Battle Dome warriors. My name was Payne on the show. I made up the character, and they spelled it Payne. And they used to bring me out in the straight jacket and the muzzle, and I had a couple of Playboy Penthouse Pet nurses.
Oh yeah, sure. They throw those in there.
They helped me out. And and then they helped me out. They were very nice.
Yeah.
And they'd bring me on out there, and I was the wild man on the show. So you'll see it.
Who else did you work with on that show?
That was Mike O'Hearn. That was Terry Crews. The irony is this was Terry Crews' first job. You know Terry Crews, right?
Yeah, I know Terry.
And Terry, prior to that, was working at Universal in one of the stores, Universal, as a security guard, and somebody discovered him there.
Wow.
So he and I were both on our first like real gig on Battle Dome, and he ended up sharing my agent because, you know, Arnold's people saw him for that movie The Last Days. So you see how it all kind of, one thing led to another, to another.
He's big time now.
And he's big time now, right. And with all due respect, he's by far, he was the most talented of everybody on the show. Mike O'Hearn is a super athlete, super physique, super nice guy too. But truly, Terry Crews was the
There's a certain
gifted
charisma
actor
in Terry that Michael doesn't have. There's no offense to him.
No, not at all.
He's got a very good sense of humor.
Oh yeah,
and he can laugh at himself.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
You won't find these other guys laughing at themselves. They take themselves too serious.
Right.
And I think Terry having that sense of humor and look at me, I'm crazy and fun and all that.
Right.
Got him where he was because he doesn't have a big ego.
He's multifaceted. He can play a serious tough guy. He could play like in Friday After Next. He played a gay rapist.
Right.
He was just out of jail, and I mean just He nailed it.
And now
He's great.
he hosts America's Got Talent.
And he hosts America's Got Talent, right?
And he gets out there and dances and sings and does stuff. I mean, he's fun.
Right. So it was a fun experience.
Yeah.
And all of that, and in I was training people, I was competing. This is the life, right? You're living in Venice, and you all of a sudden you're going on auditions. And the not so fun part about it is it's like sales. We went out there. I'd go on 10 auditions and I'd book one job, and
that's how it is. The other not so fun part is it runs its course, and then the show is over and you say, okay, now what am I going to do?
You're unemployed.
Yeah. You can get your unemployment, which is okay, but you want another show, and so you're hoping something comes along to pick up and you could do it.
Yeah, if you have all your eggs in that one basket, it can be tough. I can see that, So I always had a job training people on the side, and we used to, in the mornings, a fun side story is I never really gave up the training of the clients during all the filming of Battle Dome. We would go up to Santa Clarita, 8 in the morning we had to be there. So I would still train people early in the morning, and then I would drive with Mike O'Hearn. We would take the same car because they only had one car in his family at the time, and we would go up and do the show.
That's a long day.
Practice, long day, and then we'd come back in traffic.
Yeah.
And whew, man, wiped.
If you don't live
out.
in LA, you have no idea what that's all about.
Traffic in LA.
Oh my God.
Not fun, man.
17 miles to Santa Monica takes me an hour and 20 minutes.
Dang, that's right.
I used to be able to do it in 30.
You're averaging now like 5 miles an hour the whole time, right? Brakes, gas, brakes, gas. So, that part wasn't fun, but talk about memories though, right? I mean, like you have a lot of great memories.
Yeah.
So I'm glad I did it. I'm glad I did it. But now I think, you had to change as you got a little bit older and things change. If you're going to go and do it now, obviously you're not going with a 20-year-old.
No, you're not going to do that kind of stuff. That's for sure.
Yeah.
The thing is that there's all types of roles as you get older. I knew a guy who started when he was 80 and he worked all the time.
Right.
So there's a lot of things you can play, but you got to really want to do it. You come out here, and if you don't have any money, it's going to be difficult.
That's it right there.
Because you're not going to get everything you go out on. You're going to go out, like you said, 1 out of 10, you might get a call back.
Exactly.
Or maybe more than that. I used to get a lot of callbacks. I didn't always book the job, but I got the callbacks and then I'd book it.
Did it start for you the same way it did for me? Like
it
a guy found me in the gym?
It did. They found me in the restroom at a Standard Station up here in Van Nuys, sitting on the toilet. No, I was down at the beach in Venice and hanging out with all the guys, and this company, the man and a woman came and said, "Hey, we're with Haboosh Production Company. Mm-hmm. We're doing a commercial for Chevrolet. We'd like you to come down and audition."
Oh, wow.
So they got me and they got Arnold and a bunch of guys, and we all went down on a Monday. And they picked like 7 or 8 of us, and they said, "Okay, we're going to shoot on Thursday." And we went to Malibu, and I have the copy of the commercial. Car goes up in the air, and we're supposed to lift it, called Heavy Chevy.
Wow!
And it ran for a year, and it paid us $1,000 plus residuals. So that got me into the guild.
Right.
And then from that point, I got an agent. Then they started sending me out on jobs, and I booked quite a few.
Yeah, we've believe it or not, we've crossed paths on. I had an audition for a wrestling commercial at one point in time, and I remember looking across the room, going, "That's Rick Drasin."
What was it for? Do you remember?
I don't remember. I just remember going, "What am I doing here? I got guys like this here."
Oh, I've done the same thing. I've gone into auditions and I see people and I say, "Well, why do they want me?"
Yeah.
Those guys over there.
Right.
Let them have them.
You usually get those.
Yeah, especially when they're bodybuilders and like 280, 300 pounds.
Right.
We want a bodybuilder, send them out. I didn't like going on bodybuilding parts because it was just, showed me nothing. You're just a piece of meat standing over there. So I would go out and I'd see these guys really ripped and huge, and then I'd go in and they'd say, "Your body is what we want. We don't want them that big."
Right.
So that's what you're trying to insult me? I'm not that big. And
And
I end up getting the role.
Wow.
I went in for an Irish Spring soap commercial, but I had to have an Irish brogue, and I'm arm wrestling a guy over a tree stump. And so you shower up with Irish Spring, and I was wearing a flannel shirt. And I went in, and I had a beard, and I could not do the Irish brogue. It just wouldn't come out of me. I had a different accent. Director says, "I don't care, I like you." He says, he hired me. When I walked out, all the guys said, "You got the job?" I said, "I don't have the job." "No, you got the job." Sure enough, I got it.
Wow.
And they said, "Shave the beard off, don't worry about the Irish brogue, we're going to use it." And so that thing ran a year and a half, and I made about $25,000 off it. So you just don't know. You don't know. You just go.
I went on one audition. This is fun, man, by the way. I went on one. It was for Propel Water, and they and they had all different athletes under the water, and we were supposedly in a bottle, and so we had to be able to hold our breath, and they had a netting at the top of the pool, and so on the audition, they took us to a pool here in West LA, and the bodybuilders, we had to go down to the bottom of the pool, swim to the bottom, hook our feet under 2 dumbbells, heavy dumbbells, and then start posing under the water. And the director, there was a window, and the director, you could hear his voice under the water. So we had to do these poses, and then they say, well, you could kind of hear him, right? Yeah. And then they say, thank you very much, and then you swim to the top and go. And no joke, right? Aaron's my brother. You know, I trained with Aaron Baker.
Yeah.
And you've had him on your show too, right? So Aaron was there on the audition, and he just couldn't handle being under the water. Freaked him out so much. I came out of the water. I was like, well, I'm not going to get this one. There's freaks on this audition. Rich Piana was there. Aaron Baker was there. Gunther Schlierkamp was there. Great looking guys, huge muscles. Yeah. I was like, I was natural, kind of, thin compared to these guys. But I went under the water and did the business, calm, quick. I was even in a rush. I was like looking at my clock. I got to get back. I got to go. Looking at my watch. I got to go. And then here's Aaron. He couldn't get under the water and stay under the water. And so he, of course, left. But I got the part. And so I shot that commercial under the water with a bunch of different athletes. I had a hockey player swinging a hockey stick at me underwater.
You're down there under the water and you had to go to the bathroom. So you asked the guy next to you, excuse me, but would you hold my breath for me while I go? Yeah, they asked you to do a lot of different things. Man from Atlantis, they wanted me to get in a fight and jump into the ocean.
Wow.
I'm not going into the ocean. It was freezing outside and windy, and I said, I'm going to get sick and get pneumonia. I did one for Pearl Vision. I'm walking along the sand with a little dog, and it's 6 o'clock, 7 in the morning, raining and cold, and I did get pneumonia.
Wow.
So you really put yourself out. I don't know if you've been on jobs where they squirt you down with water because they want you to glisten.
Yes.
And there's always a cold, windy day when you're
freezing.
Wet, and you're wet.
Completely.
That's
I saw your show the other day about being the demi-Hulk and everything, and that is stepping in it right there. You get a regular gig like that for a few years. If you haven't seen that show, I'm sure he'll put the link below to his other show about being the demi-Hulk thing.
Well, the thing with that was, you go in early, like 5 for makeup.
Mm-hmm.
So you have 2 hours of makeup and they say, okay, go eat breakfast. Okay, well, I ate before I left because I wanted to go to the bathroom. So I go eat it again, and then I'm looking at the script, and I'm looking when my part rolls up, and they said, but we're not going to use you till around 4.
Right.
Why am I here at 5 in the morning?
Well, you're being paid. So
that's what they said. Well, you're being paid. I said, yeah, but I could other things to do with my life to sit on this goddamn set all day long.
And that's the catch.
Well, got around to 4 o'clock. I said, well, another hour came by. They said, well, we're probably not going to use you so you can go home.
See, what he just said right there is very important. The first commercial I did for Champion, and again, you can look up Zack Snyder and put a picture up for them. Fantastic guy. I can't say enough about the man. He made the job so easy and fun.
Yeah.
He was so lighthearted. He made jokes all day long. We went into golden time. That's how late it ran. We were going 18 hours. I even did the voiceover out in the alley after the job was done. I did all of it. And he made it so fun that every job after that paled in comparison. It made it so that it was like heroin, man. I was chasing a dragon from that point on. It was never the same again for me. So,
yeah, you never know what you're going to get. I had a stunt coordinator call me about Universal. They had the Halloween Horror Time.
Yeah.
And they had Wrestle Week, so they wanted me to come up and do something in the ring with wrestlers and have 2 wrestlers. So the guy knew me, the stunt coordinator knew me. He said, what are you going to charge me for that? I said, well, I'll get the ring. You pay for the ring, and then I want an extra $3,000 for me and the 2 guys. One was my son.
Oh.
The other one was a friend of mine, but I gave them $600 each, and I kept the difference. And they knew it. They didn't care because I'm the one that put it together. And we got in the ring. We had to do some stuff and just call some stuff on the microphone. And all the guys are there from WWE and the press and this and that shooting photos. But we drove into Universal in my Lincoln, and we went through the back road around 6 a.m. where the tram goes.
Yeah.
And there's nobody on the lot at all, just us. And you get through all this stuff where the Boris Karloff was Frankenstein, and then the water with the sharks.
The shark.
And it's like
Jaws.
It's like really scary. We're out here alone, and I don't know if that road's going to go down under the water or what it's going to do. But it was definitely a good time.
Hey man, I want to ask you if it's okay if you don't mind me mentioning, because I saw you on social media, and then I saw one of your videos. You were talking the other day about getting to the gym. I don't want to leave without getting into some bodybuilding stuff too, because that's what we always get into eventually, right?
Yes.
Because he and I just have conversations here now. It's kind of fun, but I don't want to get too lost. You said something the other day.
I say something every day.
No, but you really did. You said you got to take 30 or 40 minutes, point your car towards the gym, get to the gym. You just got to do it. And then you described how you did 20 sets or 25 sets worth of shoulder work that day, and triceps, whatever you had done.
Yes.
And I thought to myself, this is the biggest problem that people have, is sitting on their fat ass and not getting out and doing it, So even if you have a home gym, sometimes it just sits there and gets dusty.
Oh, I had a home gym. I never used it. I like the camaraderie of being around people.
Yeah.
I mean, I played with it. Well, here's the thing, and I'll make this real quick.
Yeah.
I've had a lot of injuries, as you know, and it doesn't stop me from going. I'm like the Michelin tire guy. I mean, I can just keep going and going and going, and people tell me that. So I get up, I make my breakfast, I get dressed, I have a hard time with my leg, just, it's sore and it's limping around, but I do it. And then I leave. I say, I got to get out here and get to the gym and work out.
Right.
90% of the people would stay home and just elevate their leg and just feel sorry for themselves.
Right.
They're not motivated, but I think if I do something, I'll feel better. It goes for all of you. If you have your course of your day where you do things normally, do them anyway. I mean, I'll go to the gym, I'll stop at the bank, I'll go to the market, I'll stop for coffee at Starbucks, I'll have lunch, take care of my morning, come home and shoot a show and follow my day through. Even if I'm on a cane and my leg hurts, I just do it.
And my 2 cents really quick, same thing on the heels of that. This is why I wanted to bring it up. I'm an early morning guy. I'm a 4 a.m., 4:30 a.m. guy. Okay?
Don't call me.
Get to the one time I did. I never do that again. I know.
I had a few this morning at 6 a.m.
So 4:30 a.m. I'm training. Okay, and for me it's the same as Rick just said. I get myself out there no matter how I feel. If it's a scheduled workout day for me, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go and do it. Even if I'm scheduled to train my legs, and if something doesn't feel right, whatever the bottom line is. Oh, I can do curls today. I'm going to do something. I'm not so dogmatic about, I can't go training my bicep and forearm because, it's only been 72 hours or something like that.
I don't even think of that. I don't even think of that.
So I still stay in the groove. And so, even when I was younger, it was the same way. I have to experience that early morning training. It's the best. I fell in love with that, and that's the way it's been ever since.
Well, my feeling is, and people say, I'll go to the gym at the end of the day, and then they never make it.
Nah.
Because it's too hard.
Yeah.
The gym is jammed, and it's a bunch of people you don't know, and you can't get to the machines. I'm not going to go early and get it done. It's done. I'm done with it. But I tried something new this week, and you saw it on the show with the shoulders.
Yes.
I used to always go heavy, and that's where I made my progress. But now that I'm older, over 25, the heavy weights are heavy. The 25-pound dumbbells feel like hundreds to me. And I thought, what do I need it for? And I was talking to a couple of guys, said, just go lighter and do a lot of reps.
Right.
I never really believed in a lot of reps, but I did shoulders yesterday, and I did 4 exercises, 5 sets each, and each set was 30 to 40 reps. I mean, like really light, like 10 pounds.
Wow.
15 pounds. And my shoulders were just on fire.
Right.
On fire. And I said, I'm going to continue this for the next couple of weeks or months and see what kind of progress I get. Well, today could have been my day off, but I went in and I did 5 sets of curls on a seated curl machine of 25 reps, which my biceps were just burning.
Mm-hmm.
And then 5 sets of push downs of about, maybe 30 to 40 reps.
Yes.
And I was done. That was it. Just 10 sets total. And now we'll see how the progress goes, because I definitely felt it big time.
Well, it's funny that you say that, because even the guys when they're near their prime, I remember Lou Ferrigno talking to me about how he wouldn't take a full week off or 2 weeks off from training ever. He still would train.
Yeah.
He'd miss a day if he had to. He'd
Right.
take a day off. Or he would do what I do most times is I'll either I can force myself to take a week off, that's not a problem. But I'll take a week or 2 weeks of 20 reps on everything, lighten the weights up, easier on the joints, but talk about a pump and a blowout
And
on
a
the
burn.
muscles.
Oh my God.
It's totally different
Yeah.
fibers, everything. So it's a change that's necessary, and it keeps you enthused and into it for a long term.
I can't pump like I used to. Only reason is I'm taking Lasix, and Lasix doesn't allow it. It's a water pill that I have to get the water out of my system.
Well, you can't go in the Olympics then.
Yeah, because it doesn't let you pump because you have no water. I mean, you do have water, but it's just working against you a little bit. But at least I work the muscle, and that's all that matters. And if you feel it burning and you eat properly, then that's the whole key to the whole thing, because I did my breakfast this morning, I went to the gym, and then lunch I had a ham and cheese and tomato omelet with cottage cheese. Good protein.
Yeah, very good. Yeah.
So, I mean, you got to do what's right, and so many people don't do what's right. I see them in the gym, they don't even eat, they don't know what to do, they don't train hard, they don't know train right. They're doing all these mishmashed exercises, which I've talked about before, but if you have a good program, you can do okay. But you got to be organized. It's like when you get up in the morning, you make your bed and you do your thing, you're organized. Mm-hmm. And you go to the gym, you're organized with what you're going to work. I walk right in, I know exactly what I'm going to do.
Yeah.
That machine's busy, I'll use that one. I'll come back to that one. But at least I'll get it done.
Well, in 2020 now, we're in 2020. There's no excuse. Okay, you can go on YouTube. You can go on YouTube and search all of our channels. You can make a routine yourself off of.
It's easy.
Any one of the guys' channels. That's realistic right now.
The main thing is to get out and do it. You know, don't sit home and say, oh, I'm just tired, I don't feel like going, because you'll never get anywhere that way. You know, I don't know what you want to be. Not everybody wants to be a bodybuilder, but if you want to be in shape, at least feel good and look good and have your body function properly inside and out, then you have to exercise. You have to do something.
Right. Hey, look, I bring all this up because, you know, I have a little bit of a stick in my craw right now. I'm going to throw this one out to you too. You know, on my channel, right? Hope you put it up there for them too as well. On my channel, I get some, you know, generally really nice comments. So I want to thank all you guys who have come over from Rick's channel. I do appreciate that. And then every once in a while, you know, I get a little bit of a unnecessary like this. Now, I'm not complaining. I just have one quick statement here, and that is, it's kind of a fun one too. Guy says to me, gets all over me and says, I made a video about what I called pull-ups, okay? Pull-ups, right? I said, I used the word pull-ups. Like, honestly, I'll say it right to the camera right now. Pull-ups, chin-ups. You want to make fun of me for not really knowing the difference? So I guess one is the chin-up and the other one's the pull-up. Fine. Here's my response. I just want to say this one clear, okay? With a little bit of an attitude's coming out of me now. I was too busy kicking ass and training hard all those years to care what the name of the exercise was. When I showed it to my training partner and two of us did it, we just went and busted ass and did it the best we could. There's my answer to that. I didn't care what the name was. How's that?
That's why somebody asked me one day, I was using the squat rack, no one was around, and they had a bar there, so I used the squat rack just to hold the bar to do curls.
Right.
The curls in a squat rack, like, why not? It's right there. I mean, you learned back in the old days to improvise and use whatever available.
Yeah.
It's no big deal. If I'm going to use the rack for squats or curls, what does it matter to you?
But you worked hard. That's it.
That's what it's all about. It doesn't really matter what you call it. It's crazy. It's crazy. But there's a friend of mine in the gym. He served some time, and when he works out tricep, he stands against the wall with dumbbell. He says, "I'm going to work my back arms." Calls them back arms. That's what they call them in prison.
Okay.
So I don't say anything. I know what he's talking about.
Right.
He's got huge arms.
And there you have it. He's too busy kicking ass and working hard to care what the name of the exercise is or the body part.
By the way, I want to mention a company that sponsors me. They don't pay me, but they sponsor me and they send me egg whites. EggWhitesInternational.com. I just got 3 half gallons and I use it every morning for my eggs rather than cook them. I make a drink with my pre-workout and all that, and there's no flavor to it, so it just mixes right into anything. And I'm only saying this because I do believe in them. I think they're really good. EggWhitesInternational.com, and they ship it out the next day. You put it in your refrigerator and you're good to go. I even have a meal at night with it. If I have oatmeal or something, I squirt the egg whites in.
It's easy.
And that's my dinner.
Yeah. Little prep. Very easy.
And then I have a new podcast out, which I'm going to just place on here, and you guys got to click on it. I did it over the weekend, and it came out really nice.
The audio one, yeah?
Yeah, the audio one's really good.
I heard it's good.
I will be having a podcast starting this next month on 5 platforms. I just got a call about an hour ago. And so I have, that'll be something new for me. A lot of fun with it.
Good for you. Congratulations.
Thank you, Mr. Hart.
Thank you for having me back again.
John
Appreciate
America,
you guys.
John America, Mr. Hart. No, it's John Hart, Mr. America.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Thank you, guys, and we'll see you next time.
Yes, sir.
Hope you enjoyed the video brought to you by Old School Labs. Use my discount code DRASIN12 on the link below at oldschoollabs.com. Hey everyone, now you can have the Gold's Gym logo drawn by me, the artist Rick Drasin. Personalized and made out to you and signed by me to frame and put on your gym wall or wherever you see fit to do so. It's a piece of bodybuilding history. It will never be duplicated again. It's the largest selling icon t-shirt logo in the world. And I'm the guy that drew it, and I will draw it for you. Just go to my website, rickdrasin.com, and order there. You can pay through PayPal, and it'll be sent out right away. And be sure to watch Rick's Corner for all the videos on bodybuilding, nutrition, fitness, pro wrestling, and anything that suits your interests as far as getting physically fit and being the best you can be from the golden era of bodybuilding.
It's Rick Drasin. He's the equalizer, baby. See you next time.